afternoon, everyone. This is Connie from her Homestead Skills, and today I'm going to do things the easy way. I have purchased a couple of bags of peas since my garden won't let me grow peas, or at least the bunnies won't let me grow them, so I have decided to do things the way others have suggested, and that is to buy the frozen stuff and see how well this works. So pretty easy. I did cut up a couple of sheets of parchment paper because these peas won't last on this tray too long, that's for sure. But nice and easy compared to getting your own food ready. Okay, so I suspect this will take more than 2 trays. I thought it would only take 2, but that's fine. I'll just cut some more parchment paper, or I will use one of the trays that came with the unit that will also allow me to use these, put these peas on here. Okay, so that's 2. I think the parchment will work. I don't know. I've never done that before. I have heard others suggest that that is one method, rather than buying a whole bunch of these, and I don't know if I could buy those anyway. I suspect that if you have a more expensive dehydrator, you can certainly get extra items for it. Okay, so single layer, easy stuff. Okay, I'll get a third tray now. And use, whoops, this has to fit in a certain way. Okay. Great. So I did buy a second bag, but I'm going to do one at a time to see how I like it. If I don't, I can always keep them frozen. But the idea is not to fill up the freezer with things that don't have to actually sit in the freezer. Okay, so there we have it now. My bottom layer is the one that's the least full. So I'm going to put that one on top. And because I definitely want to can up all my jars, as I stated in my last video, I stopped by Dollarama and picked up a couple of wide mouth canning lids. Now, for the past few years, I have only used wide mouth jars where necessary, like when I was going to can French fries, where you do want to make it easier on yourself to, and a better quality product, trying to take French fries out of a regular mouth jar. They just break up too easily. So I always recommend putting them in wide mouth jars, as they're a delicate product anyway to can. And anyway, I have many wide mouth pint jars that I had bought for the love of using wide mouth, and found that the cost of the lids were just prohibitive. So I stopped using them, and 2 years back I bought a whole bunch of regular mouth pint jars for a number of reasons. One, that I was going to use them for my tomato puree, and they certainly don't need to go in wide mouth jars. And secondly, that one of my favorite stores had an awesome sale on them. I think they were like $7 or $8 for a 12-pack brand new Bernardin pint jars with lids and rings. I couldn't get that deal in the thrift store. So I bought quite a few cases while I had the chance. Now obviously they were using those as a loss later to get people in the store, but that particular store does do that. They also, unfortunately, seem to have chocolate bars all the time at a better price than you can get anywhere. So I have to be careful in that place because I do love chocolate. And after going to Dollarama, I decided also to stop by the thrift store to see if there was anything that they had that I might be interested in. And I did find, like I need these. I don't need these at all, but I found a dozen of these. These are actually the newer variety, the plain glass jars, and all they do is say Bernardin on them. There's no other decoration. And I have a couple of dozen of these that I use for spices, and they're quite nice because they are very clean and see-through. And so there were a dozen of these jars for $5, which is a great deal. It was $4.95, and actually with my discount I think I paid $4.50 for them, so great deal. And although I didn't need them, I can't seem to resist a good buy on mason jars. I was about to leave the store. I spotted a whole box of seeds. And I asked the lady, well, how much for these seeds? Now these are Mackenzie, they're very common seeds here. And the regular price is $2.09 per packet of seeds. And she told me they were 2 for $1. So I picked out a bunch of snow peas. They had a very good variety, which is nice because sometimes when you're getting them for this price, you don't really have much choice or much variety. So I did pick up some National Pickling cucumbers, which is the ones that I plant. Some 3 packages of spinach. So I will be planting another bunch of spinach as soon as I dig up my potatoes. I'll plant them in that plot because the spinach that I planted this year just bolted. It was just way too hot. And the rest I got snow peas. Now I've just planted English peas, but I figured that the snow peas are going to be a little less work. And they're probably awesome in a stir fry. And I picked up 4 packages of those, and these are also snow peas, but it seems to be a different brand, but I think they're all pretty much the same anyway. Okay, so that was mine. All these cost me $5. Once again, $4.50 with my discount. So it was a great buy. And I may go back and get more seeds just to stash for next year, but I want to just check and make sure that these are viable. I have no idea how old they are. There is no date on these packages that I can see. There is a product code, and the product code might tell me how old they are, but I don't think so. So just want to make sure that they're viable before I buy any more of them. Seeds usually last a lot longer than what they packaged them for anyway. Okay, this is Tony from her Homestead Skills. Hope you enjoyed this little tiny segment of my purchases for this week. Both Dollarama and the thrift store. And yes, I haven't really purchased too much from this thrift store these days. They're just, as I said, there doesn't seem to be much around. I think they get cleaned out pretty good. Okay, see you soon. Bye for now.